Hey everybody, this is BoboTheVulture, and this is going to be a Let's Play of a game that I have not played in over 20 years. Almost positive. But it's a game that I know and love. You wouldn't think it because of the way that I apparently abandoned it. But it's F-Zero. This is, if you're not familiar with F-Zero, well, maybe you're familiar with Super Mario Kart. F-Zero is a lot like a precursor to Super Mario Kart, except it has sort of your more sort of hover racing, wipeout-y style feel. And it's a little bit feature light. Oh, well, it jumps right into a demo. It's also where we get Captain Falcon from, so people probably know Captain Falcon. And since I haven't played it in 20 years, we're going to play Grand Prix mode. We're going to select our car. I'm going to select one of the cars for beginners. I'm going to select the Blue Falcon of Captain Falcon. Falcon Punch. And we are going to enter the Night League, and we're going to be beginners. I mean, I'm pretty much a beginner. I literally don't know what the buttons are. Good, I got it right. There's that theme music. For a lot of folks, this was one of the first games they would have played for Super Nintendo. Probably not the first, because you probably got Super Mario World with the... Hey! Probably got Super Mario World with your console. But this was a launch title. And I remember at the time, one of the things that they would always say about it in like the magazines and stuff was the music was amazing. Because you got to think, this is one of the first 16-bit games that a lot of people would have played. I mean, maybe Genesis. Good. Oh, exploding cars. So yes, doesn't take you very long to run into back markers in here. Theoretically, I don't feel like I'm going so fast that I should have lapped these guys already. Yet here they are. Those are what Lethal affectionately refers to as grandmas. They're just slow cars that just have no means of being in a competition with you. And yet they're still out here. What's that all about? What are you doing back there? Oh, I forgot all about boost. That's not the boost button. That's the boost button. Oh, was this the right time for boost? That's a pretty good time for boost. Really, on this first track, probably just about every time's a good time for boost, except maybe here. And maybe right here. I really should have... let's get a little bit of repairs. We're not in too much risk of losing out. Unless we get slowed down by interference cars. There's a bandit on my 6. And he decided he just wanted to crunch into me. You son of a bitch. I was consistently in the lead that whole race. Oh, and I forgot I had a boost. I probably could have used that. Use your boost to get through. See? I have to wait until after the race is over to actually look at anything. Because this game is intense. It requires concentration. How's the screen centered there? Oh, it looks good. Okay. I'm happy with how that's worked. So, fastest lap there was 26 seconds and 47 hundredths. I was first place for most of the race, and then at the very end, got bumped into by what we used to call, JG and I used to call football helmets. Because to us, they look like little football helmets with engines on the backs of them. Oh, I guess I didn't do the boost timing right. Having to sight read all of these, I have no memory of any of these courses. That was not the right time to drift. Looked like it might have been a good time. Saw my phone light up out of the corner of my eye. It was just trying to let me know that it had finished charging. Also, just letting up off of the throttle a little bit is a good way to get yourself reoriented. Let's get ourselves nicely fixed up. Now, Captain Falcon is sort of your generic hero character in this game. There was a comic book that went with this game that I remember seeing whenever we would have rented it, that sort of described the backgrounds and plot lines of all of the racers. And I don't remember the plot lines of pretty much anybody, with the exception of... what is the name of the green one? The Wild Goose? It's some variety of goose. That is piloted by an alien named Pico, who's apparently a mass murderer, and they just let out to compete in these races. Which seems inadvisable, but there we go. That's how they do things on this planet. Whatever planet we're on. I mean, this is a circuit. We may be going from planet to planet. We have a race here in this world, and then a race in the next world. We got a race with exploding grandmas. I like to think that these football helmet guys are... Oops. Oh, pinballing. Oh, Lord. That's alright. Big Blue's your favorite song? I'm a big fan of Mute City. Let him race because let him race because you know he's gonna kill it. Yeah, like that's the only guy I remember. I remember Pico. I remember that he was basically looking forward to all the carnage that would take place on the track. And that was his like little like quote in the comic book that went in the instruction manual. Forget if the comic book was a separate insert or if it was just that like there was a comic book introduction to the actual manual. Either way, that's a little more like it. We finished second. Everything except, well, we finished second the first lap, then we managed to stay in the lead most of the rest of the time. I was a hairpin right after the start-finish line of this one. I'm going to have to bear that in mind. Looks like there's about to be one right here. Though really, I know Lethal was saying Big Blue is his favorite theme. I was really saying Butte City, but you can't go wrong with the music in this game. There's not a bad track in the bunch. Even the track for Silence, if I remember right, was pretty good. It was just a little oddly named. Try and get a little repair there. Got to use the L and R buttons to sort of shift the weight of the hovercraft, And you actually have to use the L button to do it to the left and the R button to do it to the right. In Super Mario Kart, you just hit one or the other of them and you jump in the air and sort of slide in whatever direction it is that you asked for. That's right, I just zoomed straight through my only chance at healing up. What are you going to do about it? That's right, nothing. It's possible that I don't need to make quite so many corrections during that little snaking section. But these are all refinements that I'm going to have to pick up as I do track memorization, if I do track memorization. I may only have time to do just this one run. It all really depends on when Bean gets back. Damn you, Golden Fox. I think that's the Golden Fox. I don't remember who drives the Golden Fox, though. Is it Kevin Nash, the Silver Fox? Is it Rommel, the Desert Fox? Oh, this wasn't the right time to use that boost. I got confused as to where I was on the track. That's never a good mistake to make. Like there's a good mistake to make, but you know what I'm saying here, folks. Great, I tried to get healed up and I ended up running into the barriers, which you probably have noticed damaged. Is there a button for brake? It doesn't seem like when I hit the... I'm gonna guess it's the Y button. I don't want to look down at the D-pad right now because this is too intense. That I get any more... Here, let's use this last boost to bump that back marker into first place. Dr. Stewart pilots the Golden Fox. He is a surgeon. I like to... Canonically, in my mind, Dr. Stewart is Patrick Stewart. He's a surgeon. AG racing is only about speed, no braking. Well, I mean, I get that anti-grav racing is only about speed, no braking, but I thought that there was like a... Usually these games will still have a slow down button. Yes, pressing Y seemed to do nothing. I don't know if that's actually true. Pressing X is just inconceivable because it would mean you would have to move your finger off of the B button, which is the gas button. And there's no way that you're going to do that in this game. You might breathe off of the B button for a little bit to breathe the throttle to sort of get yourself pointed in the right direction, but that's all that's happening. Simon and Garfunkel totally worked on F-Zero, by the way. Wait, there's important history going on back here in the chat. Y and X are brake. Wow, that really seemed to go. Pico is described as a highly aggressive, cold-hearted pilot, rumored to be a competent hitman in the first F-Zero game, which was released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Yes. I feel like they said something about him being... Maybe I misread something or I misinterpreted the things that they were saying, but I feel as though he said something about all the bodies on the track, I can't wait, and something about him being a murderer that was imprisoned. But maybe this is not all canonical after all. We finished another one. That one we were consistently in first the whole dang way, so that feels pretty good. 5 races in each circuit, if I remember right, for this game. Oh, death wind. And there is indeed a foul wind a-blowin'. Oh boy, I missed that one. Probably would have been just well enough to use right there, but that's alright. We'll use it over here. There you go. Maybe just make the L and R buttons to make those slight adjustments on this one. Screw you, surgeon. Time for you to get cut. Now, Captain Falcon doesn't have the highest top speed, so that would probably hurt him in this, although I don't think the Golden Fox does either. And he appears to be my approved rival. I don't know whether or not that system works exactly the same way in this as it does Super Mario Kart. I'm far more familiar with Super Mario Kart, having owned that game. We never owned this. So that's this is one of the reasons I wanted to get a Super Nintendo Mini, so that I could say at long last I owned a legitimate copy of F-Zero. Both of those used together may not have been the greatest advantage. This one's pretty much just all about hitting these marks. And introducing you to the mechanic of Death Winds. Pretty sure there are later Death Wind tracks that actually have... Yay! We got an extra life. That actually have things like jumps in them that will be dangerous. Ooh. Yep, this is essentially what I remember. Is there a way to hop this into the hop this in here real quick? What if I just save it? I mean, I really should have all of the pages of this on my computer anyways, right? Yeah, we're gonna replace the image of Uno and Skip-Bo here. I realize this is taking a little bit of time, guys, but bear with us. Ah, soon the track will be littered with the smoking hulks of my opponent's wreckage, the wrecked and burning machines. The thought itself is ecstasy. I can't wait. You guys better buckle your chin straps. This is where the fun starts. Show me your moves. Also, this was something else that kept showing up in the manual too. There was apparently, I imagine it was supposed to be indicative of a siren, but it's just the words, woo, everywhere. As though Ric Flair himself were here for the race. If I continue on doing this series, I will have to isolate that one panel of Pico, talking about how the thought of the burning wreckage of his enemies puts him into a state of ecstasy. It's going to have to be the permanent overlay image for any away statuses. Lethal, is this one important too? Are we going to be able to move on? Oh good, someone has already done it. That someone may well be Lethal. It's what I just said. It was lethal! Forever, I will have this. This makes me happy. Alright. Now, if I've got my math right, that was track 4. Look at the background back there, too. Beautiful sunset colors. That's the sort of thing you could maybe see in an 8-bit game, but it would be considered like amazing graphics for it. Also, over the word lap there, you'll see kind of a skull mountain. But you gotta remember, this whole basic image, it looks a little pixelated. The Super Nintendo could do better graphics than this. This was a very simplified basic map that was put down to a small scale so that it could be rotated around at will, basically. Rotated and tilted at will by one of the special like sub-processes. Alright, silence. So, shh. Yeah, this isn't silence at all. Oh, here's the top secret shortcut. Features landmines. Ah, and I got mired in the dirt. This place is littered with right-hand turns. Honestly, it perfectly simulates what street circuits end up being like. There we go, let's beam that up. Scotty! You know what? The shortcut might not be the fastest route for me until I manage to work this whole system out a little better. Honestly, silence may be the place where I start to run up with the hard face of losing. Ship is not in good shape. My power is down. Oh boy. If I get touched, it is explosion time. By the wall. This is Right Angle City. It is indeed the hard face of dying. And we sort of like, the camera keeps going until it realizes, oh wait, you just blew up. I better turn around and see you. Crash out. It's alright. We've got a bunch of extra lives. USOBs quit crashing into me. Oh jeez, I missed the jump. And then I got knocked. Hey, I'm not reversing. What is this nonsense? Let's just go by that little granny. There we go. Back onto a podium position. This alone will be enough to secure our position in the championship. It'd be nice if I didn't get quite so much rough and tumble treatment there. Oh, hey Pico. Did you achieve a state of ecstasy when you saw my wrecked car last time? I hope so. I hope somebody got something out of it. So in terms of outright pace, we're not doing terribly here. I mean, obviously we're doing terribly because we're not completely crushing it on easy difficulty. But, oh boy, and an exploding car. Let's not, there you go, let's not use the extra boost here. Let's just try and make sure that we can maintain this, maintain our lives. Yeah, I know power's down. It's these little guys. Limit 3? Yeah, what about 1? How you like 1? On Explosion's door, we still managed to win on the silence course. It's a good feeling, guys. And we're getting our individual lap results here. We're getting the grooving tunes. Captain Falcon driving right at us there. Can you beat my lap times? I bet you can. They weren't great. And now you can see that I have a little glowing dot next to all of these night courses, which is basically, I believe, just means that we were able to pass it on easy mode. So let's take a look at these here. Can I take a look at the, yeah, I can take a look at the best records. Oh, and then it just shows you, okay, this is the, does it show, no, okay, it doesn't show you the individual lap times. Still, I'm not going to get too overly pat on the back, but I managed to, we managed to win on my first attempt in 20 years. It's not too bad. I mean, I'm an old man with no reaction times now, right? Bobo still got it. Bobo's got it. And now we have records. That's right, folks. You can tell that I hadn't actually played the game at all yet, because when I first switched it on, it said Grand Prix and Practice. That's all. We had no extra special other stuff going on. But I am going to go ahead and call this one a video, and it's just one little tiny extra bonus surprise. I am hoping that I'll be able to do a little bit more of this later on. Goodness. Jumps? That doesn't look safe. We'll be running into those in later courses if we end up getting to later courses. It'd be nice if somebody did a series of this game that I know that managed to get through all of the races. Maybe it'll be me. Man, it's getting so slow and twisty and technical here. It's kind of counterintuitive for good old-fashioned hoverboard or hover-style racing. Usually they don't make you slow down and take really careful, tiny, they'll call them Mickey Mouse turns in F1 racing, which I guess is one better than this, which is F-zer. But yeah, this was good. I've been wanting to play this for a long time. Wipeout has some really BS turns. Boy. You know, I've played Wipeout more recently than this, and it's still been ages since I played Wipeout. Wipeout was a good buddy of mine's favorite game for a long while, I think. Lagman. But he just loved the aesthetics of it. But he's a guy that likes to draw cool ships. Either way, folks, this is BoboTheVulture, and that was an easy mode run of Night Circuit on f-zer. When we come back in the future, if we come back in the future, we'll probably have to try out the Queen Circuit. See how that goes. Take care, everybody, and I will see you later. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.